to me now. It was so easy, and now look into my yellow eyes and see you want to give me all of your candy. There's an air in the air tonight as we celebrate the gateway to everyone's favorite season of darkness. It's that special feeling knowing spirits roam the streets undetected by your weak human senses. Put on your disguise, or you may become a hotel for a ghost tonight on Halloween, 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 Halloween. When the last breath of summer is a dying song, when the wind grows chill and shadows long, when the darkness comes early to blot out the day, that's when the monsters come to play. I've got a riddle just for you, better get it right. What's tall and dark and green and blue? What's standing right behind you? Preparing to take a bite when you wake and it's dark as the blackest pitch. When you reach up to scratch a terrible itch with the claws where your fingernails used to be, that's when the monsters have set you free. Who's that girl creeping through the shadows? Glowing eyes, beautiful and yellow. Softest fur, black as moonless night. Perfect for staying out of sight. You may have heard of me. I'm kind of a big deal, you see. Who's the grooviest kitten on the scene? Celine. Who's the queen of Halloween? Celine. I could be the feline of your dreams, of your nightmares, or anything between. Simple human, bow before your queen, Celine. The night was mighty dark, so you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. couple sitting underneath a willow tree. For love they pine. The little maid was kind of afraid of darkness, so she said, I guess I'll go. Boy began to sigh, looked up at the sky, told the moon his little tale of woe. Oh, shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no loving since January, February, June or July. Oh, snow time, ain't no time to sit outdoors and spoon. Oh, shine on a harvest moon for me and my gal. I went down to St. James Infirmary to see my mistress there. She had been recently turned into a pumpkin, so pale, so orange, so fair. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she may search this wide world over and never find a sweet cat like me. When I die, please bury me in my high top Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my collar chain, so my gang will know I died standing pat. I want 6 crab shooters for my pallbearers, 6 pretty girls to sing me a song. Put a jazz band on a hearse wagon to raise Cain as we roll along. Now you've heard my story, and I swear every word is true. And if anybody happens to ask you, I've got the St. James Infirmary blues. Break a mirror, that's bad luck for 7 years. Step on a crack, there goes your poor mama's back. If the 13th of Friday has you cowering in fear, I can't imagine you're too fond of black cat. You got the superstition blues. Knock and knock and knock on wood to keep the devil at bay. Who knows if it does any good? Whatever gets you through the day. You know, black cats were considered good luck for centuries, darling. Even worshipped as gods in ancient Egypt. Now, there is no need to be nervous around little old me. Meow. Old Mr. Johnson had troubles of his own. He had a little cat which wouldn't leave his home. He tried and he tried to give the cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. She just couldn't stay away, 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 away. He gave it to a man going way out west. Told him for to take it to the one he loved the best. First the train hit the curve, then it jumped the rail. Not a soul was left behind to tell the gruesome tale, but the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. She just couldn't stay away, 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 away. Trick or treat, treat or trick. Too many treats will make you sick. You can have that one for free if you want to know your future or need some advice. You can call on me for a small price. My gift of sight grows stronger on this night. A Halloween blessing from the shadows on the other side. Treat or trick, trick or treat. If you have any tricks up your sleeve, come sit next to me. I think you've had enough sugar for one night, my sweetling. Why don't you leave your candy with me for safekeeping? I love chocolate, but it goes straight to my hips, darling. These days it's all treats and no tricks. When I was a kitten, a good trick would send some people completely over the edge, babbling incoherently for days. Oh, it was great fun. Once upon a time, it was practically another lifetime. I was a witch's familiar, but she was turned into a pumpkin, so now I'm free to do as I please. Did you know that cats, such as myself, have the gift of sight? That means we can predict the future, Bubula. Remember to brush your teeth tonight before bed, dearest. Otherwise, they will all fall out, and it will be only pea soup and mush for the rest of your life. How sad for you. A ghost is following you, darling. Can you not see? If you ignore it, it will become sad and go away. Everyone knows ghosts are obsessed with attention. It's a common misconception that cats and werewolves do not get along, but that's simply not true. Ain't no party like a werewolf party, 'cause a werewolf party don't stop. Last year's Halloween dance macabre at Dracula's house in the hills was a scream, darling. But thank you so much for inviting me to your home this year. It's fine. Shoo, foul demon! This human has no life energy left! A demon was draining you of your life force, my dear, so I'll forgive the enormous bags under your eyes. I have hobnobbed with the who's who of the underworld, my love. While your costume is adorable, it will take a bit more to scare me. Oh, that's just how you look? I stand corrected. A vision has struck me. One among you will be cursed before the night is through, doomed to a wretched existence for the rest of eternity. But it's probably not you, Bubula. At least I'm pretty sure. Don't be fooled by my cute and cuddly appearance. I am capable of a great many things, only some of which are cute and cuddly. The indignities I suffered at the hands of my mistress were endless. For instance, she once attempted to rub my soft little belly, the fool. A mistake she made only once. Oh, my days as a familiar were a whirlwind of potions and parties, midnights, mayhem, and magic. But being a familiar was never satisfactory, oh no. My hunger for power grows still, and soon I will make my move! Have you ever seen two warlocks dueling in the black of night? Oh, my darling, you simply must attend a duel with me sometime. We'll disguise you as my pet zombie or something, so no one tries to steal your soul. You should have seen me in my youth. So beautiful, so terrible. You would bow before me, mortal. You would fear my wrath! Did you say something? I'm sorry, I must have blacked out. That's happening more and more these days. I tried my hand at the witch thing once, as a human woman, of course, to get a full experience. Did you know that humans cannot bathe themselves with their own tongues and must instead use water? Simply appalling.
Jack.
On Halloween night, the veil is so thin that all manner of otherworldly creatures cross unseen into our realm. Well, unseen by your weak human eyes, you poor dears. With only 5 senses, there's no wonder you only have one life. Not to brag, darling, but I've been a guest at some of the most exclusive monster mashes in history. Monsters adore me because, let's face it, I'm adorable. Ghosts are such hopeless romantics, sulking around, waiting to be reunited with their true love. It's pathetic. Go to the light, honey. It's been 200 years. He ain't coming back. Vampires, on the other hand, are the most vicious and the best looking, other than us felines, of course. Anyone who falls prey to their silly nonsense deserves what they get. Demons are just my type. Felines and demons have a very special bond that goes back centuries, my love. It doesn't hurt that they're smoking hot with a devilish charm to match. Meow. Back in the old days, people would leave offerings of treats at my door for good health and good fortune. Those who didn't, well, let's just say things didn't always work out for them.
I love you, honey.
I wouldn't wish harm upon a soul for not leaving me a small candy offering, my sweetling. It's not my fault if ill fortune befalls a bad tipper. That's just karma. A vision overcomes me. If you pass out pennies on Halloween, beware. You are in grave danger of being pulled through the veil into the realm of the monsters, for who but a monster gives out pennies on Halloween? Some people say cats, such as myself, will steal your soul in the middle of the night, which is frankly absurd. Soul stealing happens during litterbox time, when a cat is looking deep into your eyes. Everyone knows that. I see you are admiring my fur coat, Bubula. It is quite beautiful, 100% organic and softer than the feathers of the dove I ate for lunch. Do you want to pet it? Well, don't even try it or I'll rip you to shreds!
Jack.
If some of your candy disappears, do not blame your parents' lack of self-control. Candy-thieving goblins are out in hordes this night. Well, darling, I must dash. Some banshees are gathering later to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. Finally, I will take my throne back from that washed-up has-been! But I cannot complete my glorious rise to power wearing this, so ta-ta.
Silent face mode.
Hey, y'all. No Dak. No Dak's in the building. Say, I'm going to put Jabber and Jack on, and if it cuts us off, I'm sorry, but happy Halloween, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to switch this little lady out. Switch her out.
Trick or treat, smell my Hey, whoa, You're not carving me this year. I can talk, that's good enough. We've got a vampire problem in this neighborhood. Me, I'm okay, because I'm just a pumpkin. But you look right up their alley.
Oh, the Jabber and Jack. You never know what you're going to be able to get with this guy. Hold on, y'all.
This one's for all my friends back at the pumpkin patch. Enjoy. I won't be there for dinner, 'cause I am no pumpkin pie, but shot out from a cannon, flying through the sky.
Yeah.
I am a scary pumpkin.
I don't have my glasses on.
Spooky and unnerving.
That makes it worse.
I might have been amusing and affable, I've tried, but without
As far up as it's gonna go, y'all.
I can't be satisfied. I am a scary pumpkin. Jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern, spooky
What's
and unnerving. Jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern.
Halloween.
I've made a laugh of scaring trick-or-treaters. It's rewarding, but I must say in the end, it tends to leave me feeling kind of empty. 'Cause even scary pumpkins need a friend.
Who wants to be wicked for one night? Do I look mesmerizing in this light? This villainous facade is just because I'm shy. Come closer. I have a kiss for you. And it tastes like pumpkin pie.
This is where I thought the
We'll
pumpkin
be
was
wicked
perverted.
for one night. Morbid and nefarious. And when the sun goes down, till morning it will just be us.
How would you like to scream all night? I'll fill you full of fright. Guide you in the darkest deeds. And spoil you with my roasted pumpkin seeds.
We'll be wicked for one night, morbid and nefarious, and when the sun goes down, till morning it will just be us.
Sometimes I feel alone, like a squash in a compost pile. You don't know what you want from me. You see the pain behind my smile, and I want you to see that I've got this flame burning inside me. And I want you to see that you can try to come close, but you might get burned.
hollow inside, and I feel so empty. I'm hollow inside, and I feel so empty. I watch you look away, thinking I'm some oddity, like a clown in a nightmare dream. Close your eyes, you can come with me, and I want you to see that I've got this flame burning inside me. Yeah, I want you to see that you can try to come close, but you might get burned. Cause I'm hollow inside, and I feel so empty. I'm hollow inside, and I feel so empty. Hey kid, nice costume. Wanna know what I am? Well, I'm a pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. I'm a spooky witch and a scary monster. Not a kooky clown or a giant lobster. I'm super orange and very scary, but smooth as silk and never hairy. I'll scare your sister, I'll scare your friends, but as for you, well, that depends. Cause I'm a pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. I'm a spooky witch and a scary monster. Not a kooky clown or a giant lobster. Well, I'm a pumpkin. I'm a pumpkin. I'm a pumpkin. I'm a well, I'm a pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. Spooky witch and a scary monster, not a kooky or a giant lobster. I'm super orange and very scary, but smooth as silk and never hairy. I'll scare your sister, I'll scare your friends, but as for you, well, that depends. Well, I'm a pumpkin. I'm a jack-o'-lantern. I'm a robot pumpkin, alone in the sky. I'm a robot pumpkin, floating so high. A programmed hard drive for a brain means I never go to school. When I take my helmet off, my robot voice sounds cool. Happy Halloween. I'm a robot pumpkin, alone in the sky. I'm a robot pumpkin, floating so high. Meteors and asteroids and black holes call my name. Wormholes take me planet hopping, but they all look the same. Interplanetary. I'm a robot pumpkin, alone in the sky. I'm a robot pumpkin, floating so high.
Sinatra and I first played this little number at the Caesars
This is
in
where
Vegas.
we might have a little
I
trouble,
love
y'all.
Vegas, but my bank account is still recovering. Anyway, this one's for all the ladies out there. Ever since I left the patch, you've been there for me. Every Halloween you share with me. But there's just one more thing I need from you. You took that spoon and then you carved me out. You gave me eyes and nose and even a mouth. Still, there's one more thing I need from you. So, baby, light my candle. It's dark in here and oh so cold. It's so empty that I can't handle. Light that flame and warm my soul. So, baby, light my candle. October nights are oh so cold. Monsters around every corner. I need some light so I can get a hold of myself and feel a little warmer. So, baby, light my candle. Yeah, baby, hey, baby, light my candle. So, baby, light my candle, light my candle now. It's dark in here and oh so cold. It's so empty that I can't handle. Light the flame and warm my soul. So baby, light my candle. October nights are oh so cold. Monsters around every corner. I need some light so I can get a hold of myself and feel a little warmer. So baby, light my candle. Yeah, baby, hey baby, light my candle. Light my candle.
All right, I think it's time we class this place up a little bit. I've got a little beat poem for all you cool cats out there. And I don't just mean those of you wearing cat costumes. Halloween. Just one night a year to cause fear. Bring mischief, mayhem, and endless screaming. But is one night enough to cause fright and wear spooky stuff? Will you put me away in your closet to stay? Make me wait all year long just to sing a few songs? Not cool, I say. Seriously, not cool, man. We should dress up again, and again, and again. All the ghouls and the goblins could walk the streets every night. And the trickers and treaters could join them in a fright. And I can sing my awesome songs from dusk until dawn. I only know 4, and I've sung them before. But you'll listen again, and again, and again. Because what else will you do but eat candy and chew? While you watch a pumpkin that talks, and talks, and talks, and talks. So I say, Halloween every night, every day, in all year. Thank you, thank you. I don't have any ears, but I assume you're all clapping. Rock and roll for life, baby. Here's another song for you. Party started 12 o'clock, screams all around the block, friends on the rooftop getting electric shock. Come on, all you graveyard ghouls, dance while the moon is full. This Halloween night, everything is right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. Yeah! Lads in the living room looking for a dark tune. Dummies wearing purple trying to stay in costume. Come on! All you graveyard ghouls, dance while the moon is full. This Halloween night, everything is right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. Woo! Monsters on the dance floor, sounding like a thunderstorm. Demons on the porch, firing up the barbecue. Come on! All you graveyard ghouls, dance while the moon is full. This Halloween night, everything is right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. That's right. I'm in the dark streets, hanging at the best streets, rocking the spooky beats. Go ahead, go beat, come on. All you graveyard ghouls, dance while the moon is full. This Halloween night, everything is right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. Yeah! Come on. All you tortured souls, dance away your woes. This Halloween night, everything is right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. One more time now. Come on. All you graveyard ghouls, dance till the moon is full. This Halloween night, everything is right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. Gonna party till you're screaming right. That's right.
Happy Halloween, kiddos! Joke and Jack coming at you live from the coolest porch on the block. And if you think your porch is cooler, well, congratulations. Things have now just gotten awkward. I had a witch friend of mine give me a lift once on her broom. Oh, it was great. Flew me all over town while she picked up ingredients for her potions. Till I fell off her broom and smashed into a million pieces. But hey, one magic spell later and here I am, good as new. Going to the dentist when you're a pumpkin is a racket. Have you seen our teeth? Then again, if it weren't for our smiles, we wouldn't get to be the mascots of Halloween. Could you imagine anything else but a pumpkin? They tried using cabbages one year, but those didn't take off. My family's so proud of my cousin Tabitha. She won this contest for being the largest pumpkin this year at some county fair. They said she was going to be able to have 700 pumpkin pies baked from her. Wait, what? Did you know there's a mummy buried around here somewhere? I know, quite a ways away from Egypt, isn't he? Well, that's the thing. He moved here to get away from the heat and King Tut's bad breath. If you find him, see if he needs to be re-wrapped up. They spotted a UFO flying around here lately. Did you see it? It actually landed in the front yard, and I talked with the alien. Nice guy. Obviously, there was a little bit of a language barrier, and I may have accidentally said it was okay to invade Earth, so we'll see. When we get a blue moon, that means we get 2 full moons in the same month. Well, that's good news if you're a werewolf. That's like opening up a bag of candy and finding an extra piece. Only instead of candy, it's shape-shifting into a wild animal. Twice. You know what I'm most afraid of? Not clowns, not zombies, not even bakers. No, it's the terrifying thought of being turned into a pumpkin spiced latte. I didn't come into this world to be celebrated as a coffee drank by people living in the suburbs. Oh man, we're nowhere near Sleepy Hollow, are we? That headless horseman guy just lobs every pumpkin he gets his hands on. How does he even aim or know where he's throwing anyways? It's like, buddy, you're missing a key component to your body here. I think you've got bigger things you should be worrying about other than Ichabod Crane. What candy do you look forward to getting every year? For me, it's anything with chocolate. I knew a pumpkin, though, who always looked forward to getting dried raisins for his Halloween candy. Like, sure, Buck, raisins is candy. You keep telling yourself that. I knew a scarecrow back in my pumpkin patch days who wasn't very good at his job. Crows would land on his shoulders, ask for directions, and he'd end up giving them tips on the best places to find seeds. Are you ready to get scared on Halloween? I know I am. I tried decorating the porch with spider webs, but the spiders complained it wasn't up to their standards. Turns out those arachnids are nitpicky critics when it comes to aesthetics made from their webs. The ghosts in this house refuse to haunt it. They're very picky. They said we need to upgrade our internet speeds, buy a bigger TV, or else they're just gonna go haunt the neighbor's house instead. Are these ghosts or freeloaders we're dealing with here? We've got a vampire problem in this neighborhood. Me, I'm okay, because I'm just a pumpkin. But you look right up their alley. Don't worry, though. I took care of it, and I told them that everybody on this block just eats garlic for dinner, and they haven't been back since. There used to be a goblin that lived up in that tree over there. But after this big thunderstorm that blew him away last summer, I haven't seen him since. The last thing I heard was his high-pitched squeal and the wind launching him into the next town over. We have a mad scientist on the street who's always up to something. Like last week, for instance, when he decided to make clones of me. And hoo boy, what a rude awakening that was. Why didn't anyone ever tell me I talk all the time? Now don't freak out or anything, but we've got a walking, talking skeleton in this house. He's laid back, but my only gripe with him is that I can never tell what he's looking at. You ain't got eyeballs. Why do you keep staring at me like that with your mouth open? Why is it always got to be pumpkin pies that people love to eat? Don't you all realize there's other fruits you can bake against their will, like bananas and strawberries? Hey, whoa, you're not carving me this year. I can talk, that's good enough. I've seen how some of you carve pumpkins. And let's just say it's scarier than any slasher film I've ever watched. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. Let's break this one down real quick. Why do we have to smell your feet and then give you the candy that, oh right, we paid for afterwards? Who came up with this rule, and are they in prison? I hope we don't have a repeat of last Halloween when the actual Count Dracula came to our house, and we couldn't tell it was him because every other person was wearing a vampire costume. Well, we learned our lesson, and we bought some mirrors to hang up this year. The town is having a Halloween picnic at the graveyard if you want to go. Now, why they chose the graveyard in the middle of the fall is beyond me. But if it's anything like the picnic from last year, be prepared for a zombie ambush. We all know someone who goes all out on Halloween decorations. There's actually a guy a few streets over whose whole yard is totally decked out. He's got this giant sign that says, if you can read this, you're in range. He keeps it up all year long, too. Lots of spooky sounds this time of year. Moaning ghosts, howling wolves, growling monsters, ungrateful trick-or-treaters, screaming homeowners whose homes have been toilet papered, smashing Ah! Why are we still shoving lit candles inside of pumpkins? We have electricity. Use a light bulb. My great-grandfather had a candle put inside of him, and you know what happened? A little incident we like to call the Great Chicago Fire. Whatever you do, don't jump into a pile of leaves that you didn't rake up. I heard about a kid who did that last week, and he landed harmlessly on top of a suspiciously pointy branch. Who even put that there? Some watered-down version of Michael Myers? Someone got lost in the corn maze, thanks to some of his brain rolling me around like I was some sort of beach ball. I had no idea where I was, and the scarecrow they had there was useless. It's like he had no brains or something on how to get me back home. There used to be a farmer here who thought hayrides were boring on his tractor, until he souped it up with a turbo engine. And man, things really took off for him then. No, literally, dude's tractor went flying down the dirt road with people holding on for dear life. I think we can all agree that there should be a cutoff age for when you go trick-or-treating as an adult. If you got kids or whatever, sure, that makes sense. But if you're a grown dude walking up to my house and demanding free candy, I think it's time we as a society come together and change our stance on that. I once tried my hand at fortune-telling, and I'll tell you right now, that did not end well for anyone. Especially when I got an angry customer who thought my orange head was a crystal ball, and shook it angrily when I said he'd probably never win $1 million. Now, despite how it might make me look to my fellow gourds, I actually do know a thing or two about carving pumpkins. What? Calm down. The pumpkin I was decorating was laboratory, all right? It wasn't a real one like I am. So pump the brakes before you decide to do a true crime podcast on me. Now, everyone knows the classic look of a jack-o'-lantern, but that's only going to get you so far and just earn you pity points. You want to play in the big leagues, you got to carve out something memorable. So that's what I did. I carved out a self-portrait of myself, but all I got was a participation trophy. Well, I was having none of that. After I screamed and complained, the judges were so impressed by a talking pumpkin that they awarded me first place, and then they gave the one I carved last place. When have you ever seen someone simultaneously come in first and last place in a contest? I once partnered with this ghost on opening up a haunted house to make some money under the table during October. Thing was, this ghost was as cheap as they come. He insisted on scaring everyone himself and not hiring any monsters to help us out. And I'm sorry, but he was just an awful poltergeist. He would just throw pots and pans right at people's heads and then insist that we make them sign releases saying that they couldn't sue us. Plus, don't even get me started on the cost of entering the place. He would charge everyone $60, which honestly should have been the first scare they got. And then, after they walked in, he'd pop out and go, "I really hope I frightened you just now." And to top it all off, at the end of the month, he didn't even pay me my share. He just paid me in coupons that were expired, and he said, "If you complain hard enough, you'll probably still get a good discount." That was the last time I ever did business with Froogie the penny-pinching ghost. A few years back, I went to a Halloween party and got a few pumpkin buddies to help me out with a costume. We stacked ourselves on top of each other and went dressed up like the dad of the guy who was throwing the party. Thing was, we apparently looked just like the dude. And when we walked in, people freaked out because apparently this party wasn't supposed to be happening. Everyone just started running everywhere in a panic, so I started shouting things like, "Hey, you're grounded," and "I'm calling your parents." I mean, isn't that kind of the point of dressing up as a character? To play them? We thought it was great. Well, then the real dad walked in, and we just stared at each other for what seemed like an eternity, as chaos was unfolding all around the man's house. I just broke the ice with, "If I were you, I'd consider buying a toupee, because I think it would make our costume look better." He then rudely charged at us with the fury of many Roman gladiators, and in so few words, we were asked to leave his house. Anyways, if you want to go this year, let me know. I once pranked some friends of mine by replacing their pumpkin seeds with popcorn kernels. Thing is, I totally forgot about it for a week, until we got together for a fire one cold night. We were all sitting in a circle talking about growing up in the pumpkin patch, when suddenly the guy next to me started to pop from his inside. I looked at him and I said, "I don't want to embarrass you, but I think you should go to a doctor and get that checked out." But then another pumpkin started to pop, and then another. And then suddenly, everyone is popping off all around me until popcorn is coming out of the top of their heads. Then all eyes are on the guy who didn't get turned into a movie theater concession stand, and I just go, "Maybe you guys are all hybrid seeds." They all then forced me to eat candy corn, which is about as cruel as a punishment as you can get. There was this trick-or-treater who came to our house last year dressed up as a pirate, who, by the way, was using the wrong kind of accent. He was looking for a crew to assemble to find this buried treasure, and thinking this kid was just trying to take the edge off, I decided to bite and go along with it. He put together a team that consisted of me, a kid dressed up as Santa Claus for some reason, a pair of twins in a horse costume, and this girl who screamed at you whenever she talked. He led us all over town trying to find his treasure until finally he claims he found it in the middle of a public park and tells us start digging. But as soon as we started, a park ranger showed up and the pirate panicked, yelling, "Abandon ship! It's the law!" And that's how I spent Halloween night digging for treasure, only to end up walking the plank of utter embarrassment instead.
It's a good thing.
We all have a monster we're afraid of, but for every creature that scares you, there's a dozen that you just laugh at. And did you know that there's a support group for these monsters and that they meet up each week? You'd think they'd all be there for one another, but they actually always end up arguing over who's the scariest. You got a garden gnome who insists that grown adults are terrified of him and refuse to mow their lawns, even though he's only 8 inches tall and made from resin. You have a podiatrist who's out for revenge but really is just seeking respect from the medical community. And then you got a community theater actor who insists that he's scarier than clowns. I go to their meetings every week. You can't find anything more entertaining streaming. A group of zombies decided to come together and open up a Living Dead themed restaurant. On paper, that sounds like a great idea. In reality, it was a public relations disaster. It's kind of hard to woo the general public to come in and eat your food when your menu consists of items like brain stew and rotten flesh. They were open for about, 3 hours before the health inspector stormed in and shut them down. These zombies then tried to pivot and start a zombie-themed gym, but they struggled to keep up with the workouts due to their lack of coordination. Sometimes just stick with what you know best. And for those zombies, that would be scaring humans. not trying to compete with them in the service industry. They don't do it anymore, but there used to be this pack of werewolves who would get together every full moon and have a howling contest. Drove me nuts! But they're werewolves. You go ahead and try to complain to them and see what happens. So why'd they stop? Well, whenever they'd have this contest, the neighborhood dogs would chime in and start howling along with them. And the whole thing would turn into a match between the werewolves and the dogs over which group could howl the loudest. Turns out, though, there's a little thing some of us enjoy called sleep. We promptly got all the dogs silver collars to wear, and that scared the werewolves away for good. No more contests, no more howling, no more sleepless nights filled with unapologetic rage. There was this mummy who, and I'm being serious, was the fastest walking mummy I've ever seen. This dude no doubt put the pedal to the metal when he had to get from the Sphinx to the pyramids. He did not mess around. And while that's great being the fastest moving undead guy, for a mummy wrapped up in bandages, it was a logistical nightmare. He was constantly fed up with them always unraveling every time he booked it from one end of the museum to the next. And I was like, dude, just walk like a normal mummy. Who are you trying to impress? Evidently no one, because the next move he pulled was wrapping himself in duct tape, so his bandages would stop falling off every time he power walked like his life depended on it. Last I heard, he took up running and is looking to get sponsored by Nike. So, hey, good for you, brother. So I already told you about that cheap ghost I had to deal with. Let me tell you about this other one, who was clearly out of touch with reality. It was another haunted house shindig, and I'm like, buddy, we got it made. This place is perfect for scaring people. And he's like, yeah, but I think we can do better. And that's when I realized this ghost was more interested in redecorating than scaring people. He replaced the curtains, he redid the bathroom flooring, the entire kitchen was completely overhauled, there was no dust anywhere, the secret laboratory got turned into a guest bedroom with fake wooden floors. By the end of it, I was like, is this a haunted house or a bed and breakfast? Alright, enough jokes. Let's just stare at each other silently like normal people do.
Silent face mode.
Hey! Hey y'all. I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. We're gonna sign off over here, okay? But you have a wonderful evening. Terry, Jez, thank you so much for being here, y'all. Thank everyone in the background. Thank you so much for being here. SRQ, thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next one, okay? Alright, now I gotta figure out how to shut this thing down. Nope, no. Alright. Hit that X. Alright, bye y'all.